I have been wading into this field all spring. Nacre white blooms and copper grass heads rising past my shoulders. The dogs ahead of me, burying their noses into the green, eating the grass the way dogs do when the body wants what the mind can't name. Velicor returns me here, the way I keep unread books, worlds I haven't entered yet, what this field keeps trying to say. Yesterday, the sky was low, the interstate bled through the lace, children's voices carry through the white, that ease of those who have not yet learned to make themselves smaller. Today the storm had moved through, clouds stacked into something vast and deliberate. The apartment complex next door, humming its AC into the morning. Saturday, the birds and the Hiraeth. My mother slipped into the past tense in a January I was not invited into. I am mourning two parents at once, one who crossed over, one who held the news, then offered airfare to a funeral already past. She came from a village where the land runs out near Cambodia. My throat could never hold the name of it. She sang in the northern dialect anyway, always in the key of somewhere else. Nadia's theme looped at the start of every VHS tape. She made meatloaf with fish sauce, never quite the recipe, always something truer than both. She grew bitter melon up the pear tree. Harvested young, it fed you. Left on the vine, it became a sponge. One plant, two destinies. She made banzao, golden and egg bright in the pan, folded like a decision, eaten with herbs I cut from the yard, squatting close to the earth beside her. The way the body remembers what the mind forgets. Some inheritances skip the ceremony. She sewed our Christmas dresses, handmade, pressed, worn into the Texas heat, while our cousins wore shorts and t-shirts. Her only armor was the quality of what she sent through the door with us. Then she dressed us for his family's house in the same county and stayed behind, keeping a second life the way she kept a second language, quietly, in rooms we were not invited into. We were always lost in translation, she and I. The subtitles never caught up. The evening primrose bloomed at the wrong hour. Storm confused, time zone lost. She kept all kinds of hours. They felt like her. Painted ladies moved through the scabiosa and the milk thistles. Vanessa Cardui, at home on every continent where something grows to land on, never asked once for their papers. A common sooty wing, dark and deliberate. Ladybugs in my face, on my arms, climbing the lace stems like they owned the deed. The red paper wasp, that same arterial red as the grass gone to seed, working the Queen Anne's lace, building from nothing, feeding without apology. The Indian paintbrush held its red at the field's edge. The last bluebonnets kept their seed heads raised, not yet finished, not yet told it was time. On the horizon, hay bales held their canopsia, patient, round, arranged for cows that had not come. The sonder of this field, her arthritis, her laughter on the good days, how she would have moved through here, not by the names the field guides use, but by what each thing needed, by how a vine finds what it's standing and climbs it. The oculism of it stops me. Every wasp, every ladybug, every painted wing, carrying a world as weighted as mine, as ungoverned as hers was when I was too armored to ask what it looked like from the inside. She could fit others so well because she had studied her whole life the seams, always monocopsic herself, adjacent to where she belonged, never quite the room, always just outside it. I came into this field to meet Elohim, where the blessings already exist, where the flowers are dressed by no one's hand, where Solomon in all his splendor was not arrayed like one of these, not petitioning from despair, tuning toward what is already waiting. Two fields at once, the one beneath my feet and the one underlying everything visible. The stillness I am looking for is jasmine tea, my mother's brew. Cattle lakes water, centuries dark and clear at once. History you can see through, but not to the bottom of. I am becoming the teapot, steeping in my own nature, rather than whatever anyone else decided to pour in. I have been chrysalistic my whole life, held inside the unmaking, becoming in the dark. Marablunken traurig. It took another language to name what I had always been. Happy Mother's Day, man. You would have known which vine to harvest and which to leave a little longer on the branch. The fourth state waited since the vetch came in. I alchemized.